Okay, today we're going to be flying in some high wind. Right now we have about 17-mile-per-hour winds. I was hoping to get some more footage of flying out in some of the nice areas of Sarasota, but unfortunately it's much too windy for that, so a wind test is in order. Power up the drone. We got some real nice short grass here on the soccer field, and we're having pretty strong gusts. Doesn't seem too windy right now, but when it gusts you can really tell. And I'll show you here what we've got for wind. So as you can see, it's about 17-mile-per-hour wind. Pretty windy day. My next flight I'd like to do out by Siesta Key, so it'll be a much better view than now, but maybe we can make it out over to this area up here and take a little look at the water. And I'm also going to show you what I do on AirMap, because a lot of people have been asking me how you request to fly with AirMap. As you can see, we're just outside the range of an airport right now, and there's a 200-foot height limit for this area, so we won't exceed that. And we can just hit this button right here so we can fly. And I'm gonna draw a box. You can select your radius with different ways. You can draw like a flight path or just a radius. So I'm going to put this as my radius because I'd like to be able to see some of the river if possible, and this way we're not flying over any structures. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next now. Go through our pre-flight checklist. I'm going to put that we're going to be doing a 30-minute flight because that's the max amount that the drone can do. 200 feet is going to be our max altitude. Going to enter personal information here. So we're going to select what kind of drone we're flying. Should I go past it? Oh, DJI. And it is a Mavic Mini. Right there. Mavic Mini. Save. We don't need drone insurance. I already have the drone insurance through DJI actually.
Okay, I just want to clarify here. The DJI insurance I'm talking about is actually just coverage for my drone if it becomes damaged. The insurance that this app has will cover medical bills or property damage if you hit or destroy something, depending on the coverage you pick. It might be an option that you want to choose. For this flight, I didn't because I wasn't flying over anything I can damage.
Personal information here. The lowest amount of weight it will allow me to set it for is half a pound, so I'll do that. Does it occur over people? No. And is it in line of sight? Yes. Okay, next. Creating our flight plan. It gives us some updates. You get between 8 and 17 mile per hour winds, and that's what I was getting on my other flight app. We'll submit that for automatic review by the FAA. I'll send you a text, and then you get a text from the FAA, I suppose, where the AirMap app says automated FAA controlled airspace authorization. Gives you a number. Please fly accordingly to the rules. And it starts your timer. So we're ready to go on there. And I'm going to boot up the DJI app. And it should open automatically. Hopefully. Perfect. And we're ready to go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take off.
Take off.
And there we go.
It has been updated.
We're up in the air.
Check it on the map.
And again, it's not super windy, but you can see the drone is fighting the wind a little bit. So let's go ahead and jump up. I can definitely, you can hear it fighting the wind. So we're up at about 140 feet right now, and we're getting a strong wind warning, which of course we expect, and we'll try and keep it somewhat low. But here's the park I'm at, and it actually seems to be doing a very good job of staying stable right now. It's not really been blowing around as much as maybe I thought, because it is quite windy. And again, it looked like from the update it gave us that it was around between 7 to 17 mile an hour winds. But anyway, I wanted to fly over in this direction, over this water a bit. Let's go ahead and advance that way. And you can definitely hear those blades kicking up. A little bit louder when it's windy. And again, we have those warnings. Wow, yeah, that's a pretty strong gust. I can feel that a little bit. We're gonna push on. Oh, let me start this recording too, so we get better footage. And now the drone's just about 600 feet away. It's quite a strong gust down here. And again, I'm staying fairly low. Not flying all the way up to 200 feet. We're at 78% battery. Not having any range issues. We have 15 satellites locked in. Looks like we have full bars. No connectivity issues. Actually, that wind warning's gone from the top left. I'm just following this water. Not flying over any people or property. And there's some aircraft signal interference. Little warning from the top left. Still have full bars and 14 satellites locked in. That's good. We're 2,600 feet away. It's a decent distance. I got those strong wind warnings again. Still just flying down the river. Tilt my phone screen here a little bit because there's a lot of glare. It's pretty bright out even though it's somewhat overcast. Still can be hard to see the screen. And we're maintaining about a 17 mile per hour speed. But really not having any issues from the wind. We're not even getting strong wind advisory right now. Actually, this is flying way better than I expected it to. And let's go ahead and look on the map where we're at. Oh wow, yeah. Made some really awesome progress. We'll just continue flying down this for a while. Now it's going to say weak signal and adjust antennas. I'm not having any prompt from the app to show me which direction to point them in. So I'll just try and hold the remote a little bit higher. Maybe that will help. And there you go, you can see some signal break up there. Alright, and we got no transmission now. So, looks like it's coming back a little bit there. Return to HOD is going to engage. Doesn't look like we have control still at this point. We'll give it another few seconds and we'll just confirm return to home. That actually did really, really well. That made an awesome progress. And luckily we're not flying over any people. It's going to come straight back this way. There we go. And we're at 62% battery. So I'm going to cancel return to home. And maybe we can fly back over this way. Let's go ahead and do that. No strong wind warnings right now. And we're actually flying at about 50 miles per hour. Oh, there we go. We're back up to 18 now. But that was making me think we were maybe fighting a gust of wind up there. Because usually we're around 16, 17, 18 miles an hour at max speed. We've got some structure over here. Tilt down and have a little look at that. Looks like we've got some signal breakup again. I'm going to cancel that because I'm still flying via this little screen down here. Even if you do lose signal on the DJI Mavic Mini, you can still fly via this GPS, which seems to really be quite reliable. Oh, there are some structures down there actually. Didn't show any on the map. Yeah, we lost the signal again. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel it. There we go. Got some cows. There's the park I'm flying from. And then we got that strong wind warning again. And some more breakup. But overall we're doing pretty well. I actually kind of want to have a look at those cows. So let's double back because we still got a lot of battery. Still 49% with lots of bars. And we'll go ahead and tilt down here. It's interesting. This is a farm here. We got that wind warning again. So we'll turn around, head over in this direction. This is actually on the other side of the park. And now we're only 1,200 feet away. So we're really very close, especially for the range on this drone. Oh look, we actually have some baseball players over there. I didn't even realize they were playing. You can see how windy it is just on that water there. Got that strong wind warning again. Flying at about 18 miles an hour. We're just flying over trees right now. And then that's where we are right there under that little tent thing. And we're definitely fighting the wind there. I can feel that a lot. You could see the miles per hour dropped all the way down to about 10 for a moment there. So it was definitely a strong gust of wind. And we're actually getting pushed to our left a little bit as well, which you can definitely feel in the controls. And there's our little tent. Sun cover. And I can actually hear the drone now. Oh, there we go, I can see it as well. There it is. We'll come back around here. And we'll drop some altitude. There's some signal breakup. And I can see the drone. There's me. Okay, we'll bring it down a bit. There's no one right here, so. That was a fun little test. Not quite as good of a view as it would have been over the water, but the water is, you know, a lot windier over that area. So there's me. Let's hook the gimbal up. I'm just flying line of sight right now. It's out of interest to see what it was like. Actually, something I could try while I have a little bit of battery left is the FPV mode. I haven't really tried that. We could go in sport and FPV mode and just do that for fun. Because that actually makes the gimbal turn with the drone. And it's in sport mode now, so you can see it's a lot faster. Now the problem is, I know all the FPV pilots will know what I'm talking about. The latency is just way too slow for an FPV drone. And obviously there's no acro mode. It's kind of scary flying this thing FPV actually. Probably not the best conditions to be testing it, to be fair to the DJI, considering it's windy. But DJI batteries are really difficult to come by. Wow, I could feel that wind so much. I would not recommend using this for FPV though. But it's a fun little mode to try out. All right, cool. So I'm gonna swap it back into position mode and just like that. We are out of battery. So I'm gonna bring her in for a landing. I'm flying it via line of sight now. We'll bring it down. And we'll try and do a hand catch landing in this wind just to show how stable it is. That is incredible. It's really quite windy right now. And you can see it fighting the wind. It's able to do it. We'll come down. And it goes up for a second because those sensors on the bottom kick on. And then comes down and lets you catch it. That was excellent. You know, I'm really impressed. Fun testing that FPV mode too. I had tried it before, but not in any kind of high wind, and I think it did relatively well. I mean, you're not gonna win any freestyle drone competitions, but it's kind of fun. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that experiment in that windy conditions. I think the Mavic did exceptionally well considering it's that 249 gram drone. thanks for watching. Remember to like if you want to and subscribe if you feel like it. I'll definitely have more content coming out of some prettier landscapes, and I'll catch you next time.